We're going to have a few rules in this clinic, and one of the rules is I'm going to treat this clinic like this is the offensive line meeting room. And that means that your cell phone is off, you're sitting down, both feet are on the floor, and you're paying attention. If you have to work, get out and take a call, whatever, then get out and take a call. The other thing is I don't want guys standing around in the back. I do not want it. We got seats up here, we got seats over there, we'll get more seats. I'm not worried about that part of it. But this is a working clinic. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that here in a minute. It's my pleasure to introduce Coach Matt Rhule, head coach at Baylor. He's going on his third year here. We went from 1-11 to 7-6, plus 6 wins, which tied for the most in NCAA football this year. And we're making progress through his leadership. And if there ever was anybody that espouses what offensive line play means and what toughness and attitude and commitment means to a football team, it's Coach Matt Rhule. So without further ado, I'm going to have Coach Rhule welcome you folks.
Thank you. Well, I'll be brief. Just on behalf of our staff, I want to make sure I took a moment to thank you guys all for coming. And we want to make this a football clinic. And we want guys that love the game and want to talk about the game. So look forward to sitting here and listening to the great coaches that we have. Look forward to hopefully having you guys stick around tonight for the social. And I think our vision for that is to have a chance to sit and really talk and talk about the game, talk about offensive line play, talk about run schemes, talk about technique. That's important to us, so we can learn something from the coaches that speak, but then also have a time to sit and fellowship and visit and talk about what's worked for us, what has not worked for us, and then continue it tomorrow. So I thank you guys for being here. I know they maybe mentioned we're videotaping the clinic, and so for anybody that's here, just give them your address. We will email that to you so you have all of these drills. So they might have said it would cost $20, but we're not going to charge you for that. We appreciate you guys. What? Okay, he'll deal with that later, okay? Gosh. There's a link, by the way. Lois will tell you about it later. I want to just, if I can briefly say this, I was a guy that played linebacker in college. I was a guy that coached the quarterbacks and had a chance to work under Coach Deleone. I was a defensive line coach when Coach Deleone took me from defensive line coach to be his quarterback coach, which not many people make that transition from hitting the sled to dropping back and throwing the ball. And I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed being a quarterback coach, but I didn't love it. And I had a chance to go be the assistant offensive line coach for the New York Giants for Pat Flaherty, and fell back in love with coaching football. And I think that coaching offensive line is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to a coach, because you have an opportunity to coach football at its basic, most purest form. You have a chance to coach toughness, but you also have to coach the most intellectually challenging position. You have a chance to coach technique, but you have to coach toughness and sacrifice. There's no other position in football that has to do what the offensive linemen do, and do it really for not much credit, and they have to do it together. So we want to make a clinic that's all about offensive line play in its truest sense. There is no greater coach that I know, and the second reason for this clinic, that embodies what it means to love the game, to be tough, to be committed to technique, to be committed to work, to not need a lot of credit, and most importantly, to be committed to sacrifice, than Coach George Deleone. He's one of the greatest men that I've ever been associated with. And so he did not like the fact that his name was on this clinic, but you know what? I worked for him long enough. I'm the head coach now. I can do whatever the heck I want. But if all of our coaches If all of the people that coach my son and your son, if all of the guys that we work with, if they all had the same commitment to not winning, but to the game. Because when it's all said and done, Coach Deleone's won a lot of games. He's been an innovator in a lot of different ways. From the freeze option to the trap options to so many other things. But his greatest gift has not been to Syracuse football or to the Cleveland Browns. It's been to the game itself. And in a day and age where young coaches, we can YouTube and video, and there was a day where you had to drive to clinics and get out a notepad and take notes. Where coaching wasn't just about hashtags and recruiting weekends. It was about, and it still is, about developing your players. That's what George Deleone stands for. And that's what he means to me. So this clinic to me, I'm going to sit down. I'm not going to stand on the back. I'm going to put 2 feet on the ground. But this clinic to me has to have that same value, that it has to represent the game the right way. So I hope you get out of it what you want. I hope you come back year after year, because this is not a one-time thing. And we want to make this a place where people come to talk about the greatest position in the greatest game that there is. Is Coach Farmer here? Coach Farmer from Texas Tech, is he here? I think Coach Farmer from Texas Tech might at some point be here. My good friend and a great offensive line coach, Herb Hand, is here from the University of Texas, and probably many more. This is not a Baylor thing. This is not a competitive thing. This is about the game of football. So hopefully tonight we can all get together and talk a little bit more as we go. But I appreciate you guys coming. Anything that you guys need while you're here, please let us know. All of our coaches are available if you want to talk about any other position, and hopefully we can all have a good time tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay, we got seats. We got seats up here, we got seats over there. Let's go. I'm so upset that Coach Rhule called this the George Deleone Offensive Line Clinic, but he wanted to do it, and I appreciate it very much. But we're here for this reason. I want you to think about this. Think about the best kids on your football team. Think about the kids that work the hardest. Think about the kids that give so much to the team unselfishly. They don't care how many yards they run for. They don't care how many yards they throw for. They don't care how many catches they get. They're the unsung heroes of your team, and they're the best kids on your team. So we, as offensive line coaches, owe them our best. We owe them our best every day. And that's why we wanted to do this clinic, is to help you coaches be the best that you can be in helping your offensive linemen. So we're really excited about having you here.